Hello and welcome to another video. Today I will be reviewing the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Crayon Lipstick. It's quite a long name. It's quite different for me because, as you know guys, I'm normally used to reviewing luxury brands, and that's unintentional really. It's not because I'm deliberately being snobby or only love high-end brands, because Lord knows that's not the case. However, generally when I'm reviewing skincare or foundation or certain makeup brands, they are pricier for a reason. I know there is an element of the name, but also there are better ingredients, there's better quality overall, so that's why I tend to gravitate towards higher end brands. However, I do use the occasional high street brands, so I once had a follower ask me if I could do more high street brands. I would hope that you're following me on Instagram as well. If you're not, please follow me on Instagram. I deliberately keep the content very different on both channels so that in case you're following me on both, then you will be seeing different content. You don't want to follow me on both channels and see exactly the same thing. I often do beauty pie reviews on Instagram, like IGTV. So in my mind, that is high street because of the prices, and often they're actually cheaper than high street products. So if you are interested in beauty pie, please go check it out. I've got so many IGTV videos on beauty pie, which I will link all of them down below. And the reason why I decided to choose Maybelline is because it's just one of those brands that I grew up with. You know, growing up in the 90s as a kid, I was very much interested. I started to become very interested in makeup. The ones that I could afford were the high street brands, so Maybelline, L'Oreal, Max Factor, you name it. So with Maybelline, I used to be particularly drawn to their mascara. There was one that was like pink, and it was like a pink packaging with a green lid. I'll show you the picture you'll know it if you see it. And with L'Oreal, I used to be obsessed with this particular liquid eyeliner because it wouldn't budge no matter what. And for me, my main thing growing up was emphasizing the eyes for obvious reasons and, you know, feelings of insecurity. Growing up, I learnt to appreciate lipsticks way much more because of the instant impact that it can make to your face. Although I believe there are 16 shades. I mean, on the website it says there are 12 shades with 16 shades showing. Don't know how that works. I decided to get 5 of the 16. So these are the shades I got. I deliberately try to get like a diverse range of colors from light to dark, nude, pink, red, berry, etc. So let's go through them, and then I will obviously tell you what my honest opinion is. Again, I'll sort of go from like light to darkish, so bear with me. I'm just going to blot off my lip balm. So first I'm going to use number 15, Lead the Way. You open it up and it's just like a twist up situation. It's got a very heavy scent, but more important than the scent is how it performs. So let's see. So that is Lead the Way, and actually it's a beautiful autumnal colour. I really like it. So let me just swatch it for you. This is Lead the Way. This claims to have up to 8 hours wear. It's Crayon easy, which it was, to be fair, to apply. No mess, smudge resistant. We'll see about that. It's got a built-in sharpener as well if you want to just sharpen the tip, which is a really nice touch because, you know, initially I'll show you one that's fresh. When you initially get it, you have this beautiful sort of point, but then obviously after the first application it gets ruined. And if you want to use it as a lip pencil as well, this is perfect to just give it a little sharpen. Then I'm going to go in with number 20, Enjoy the View. So this is Enjoy the View. Again, it's such a gorgeous autumnal colour. So that's Enjoy the View just there. And they are super easy to apply, guys. What I like about it is even though it's a matte formula, it doesn't drag, which is what some matte formulas can do. It feels really super creamy, and for the time being it feels quite hydrating. What I will do though is I will make sure that I wear one of the shades all day. I will try to wear it for the 8 hours, which means I'll be eating, I'll be drinking, so we can really see what the wear test is like, and I'll report back. Next up is a number 45 ℙ𝕣𝕠𝕕𝕦𝕔𝕥𝕤 Heels, which is sort of like this reddish colour. I mean, the name's very, very interesting. I mean, I would assume that Maybelline is also aimed at teenagers because it's in their price range. So I'm not sure how I would feel about a teenage daughter of mine. I don't have daughters, by the way. But if I had a teenage daughter, how I would feel about ℙ𝕤𝕠𝕠𝕕 heels. But there you go. So this is ℙ𝕤𝕠𝕠𝕕 heels, and you know what, when I was first applying it I wasn't 100% sure about the red. I love reds, but this sort of tone of red, but the more I applied it, the more it turned into just sort of a classic red. So it's a beautiful colour, even though it's got a sort of like a bluey undertone. So that's ℙ𝕤𝕠𝕠𝕕 heels right there, but it's such a gorgeous colour. Really, really love it, and I just can't believe how easy it applies. When I do lip swatches, as I go along, I start to get staining, and it always makes me feel like, you know, when you have a bowl of spaghetti and you just gobble it all up and you get the sauce all over your mouth. That's what I feel like. Next is number 50, Own Your Empire. I love this title. It gives me vibes of girl boss, so let's see if it makes me feel like a girl boss. One thing I just wanted to show you is, like, I find this sticker really annoying. I get that it's supposed to help with ensuring that people don't open it, and it's saying it's sealed, it's safe, but so this is Own Your Empire, and my god, it makes me feel definitely like a girl boss. It's a really powerful red. It's much deeper than the ℙ𝕤𝕠𝕠𝕕 heels. So that one felt a little bit more playful. This one feels like it's more business and don't mess with me, pay my checks, pay my invoices. But I absolutely love it. So let me just quickly swatch it for you. So you can see the difference in tone. This is Own Your Empire and this is ℙ𝕤𝕠𝕠𝕕 heels. But I am so impressed with the colours, honestly guys. This is my fourth colour, and I've only got one more left, but so far I love all of them. But anyway, let me give you my final thoughts in a moment. And last but not least, we've got number 55, Make It Happen. It's such a lovely winter shade. It's obviously more berry tone, and it's right there. This colour really gives me vibes of a girl that likes to hang out at a chalet who's been skiing all day, except I wouldn't be that girl. I'd be the girl who's been eating fondue and drinking mulled wine all day, but it gives me that vibe, and it's such a beautiful deep colour. So final thoughts. When I purchased all 5, I wasn't 100% sure whether I would like them, and you know, it's very typical when you buy several shades, you always expect to perhaps dislike at least one. But in this case, I didn't dislike any. Absolutely loved all 5 shades. In terms of the packaging, you get what you pay for. I mean, packaging isn't anything special, but like I said, really the most important thing is the performance of the product, and that definitely has performed. So the packaging, yes, it looks cheap, it's plasticky. You know, in high school when you used to have like your pencil case and you would have felt tip pens, this is what it reminds me of. In terms of the formula, so initially I described it as quite creamy and said that it didn't really drag. So what I found, there's been a little bit of a reverse on that, is that when I first apply it, it's quite creamy, but then it sets quite quickly. So if you're then going in for a second layer to build up the intensity, the first layer is sort of already dried, and that's where you get a little bit of the dragging sensation. It's good and bad. I mean, it means that it is definitely a matte formula, and it probably means that longevity wise it'll be a winner. That can only truly be tested once I've worn it for a couple of hours, so like I said, I will report back on it. As long as it doesn't dry out the lips and cling on to textures, then I'm okay with that. Secondly, the smell. The reason why I'm not so keen on scented lip products is because I have quite a weak stomach, so I don't even like really strong fragrances. Like, I'm not really a fan of many of the Tom Ford fragrances. I know it's blasphemy, but that's why I prefer more delicate scents and brands like Jo Malone and Clean Reserve, etc. So the problem with having a scent in the lip product is when it's on your lips, is directly under the nose. So it's like you can smell the scent. So that's something that I'm not keen on, and I would gladly buy these products again. The only thing that may stop me from doing that is the scent. If it starts to get to the point where I wear it all day, hopefully it'll be a situation where it just wears off. But if it remains sickly all day, I know it'll become cloying, and I know it'll become overbearing for me, and then I won't be able to wear them anymore. So that's the only thing I need to also test out today. So how much does it cost? It's £10, so it's £9.99, £10. It's so cheap compared to so many other similar lip products on the market. Then that got me thinking, okay, so this is £10 for 14 grams, which is actually a lot of product. So the only thing I could really compare it to that's similar to something I have in my collection and that I would consider higher end brand is Nars Cosmetics. So as you know, I recently did a whole video on Nars, which I will link down below, where it was about the advent calendar and it was all about lips. But I would compare it to the Velvet Matte lip pencils. Obviously the Velvet Matte lip pencil is not a twist up, whereas this is, but I will compare it in terms of price and performance. So if you look at the two products together, obviously the Maybelline one is slightly bigger. Let me take off the lid like so, and I'll take off the sharpener as well. So the Maybelline one is definitely bigger. If you see side by side, doesn't necessarily mean anything, because you know, from many of my reviews you will see that something with a smaller packaging doesn't necessarily have less product. However, I was completely shocked when I found out that not only the difference in price, but the difference in product weight. So like I said, the Maybelline is £10 for 14 grams of product. With the Nars, it's £22 for 2.4 grams. Can we talk about how crazy that is? I was expecting a difference. I was expecting the Nars to be less, but not that less. So 2.4 grams of product only, and this is £12 more expensive than the Maybelline. This has almost got 7 times the product of the Nars. So if you're looking at price and product weight, the Maybelline far beats the Nars in terms of value and what you get and how long it will last you. In terms of shades, they each have 16 shades, so that's the same. Having used this one before, the Nars, I know from experience I do love it. I prefer the scent of this one. It's a lot more gentle. I don't mean to sound condescending, rude, so please I hope no one takes offense to this, but this does smell like it's cheaper. Having worn this, it's definitely, like the name says, a velvety matte formula. There's something that feels very velvety about it in texture, but it can get drying. Also with this one, where I've applied it before, sometimes I feel like depending on what base you've got on your lips or had on your lips, it can go on very patchy. Even when you have clean lips and you just start from afresh, it can go on patchy, but I feel like it depends on the shade. Whereas all of these applied beautifully, none came across patchy, so that's quite surprising. Perhaps we should look at ingredients. So apparently it's got vitamin E in it, which is obviously supposed to be hydrating, provide antioxidants. It also apparently has a unique silicone, which ensures long-lasting colour, while the emollients like vitamin E provides the creamy feel. Okay, interesting. Other than that, that seems to be the main benefit. Obviously long lasting, blah blah blah, but with any matte formula really. So vitamin E and unique silicones. So on the Maybelline website and boots.com as well, I checked to see if there were any mention of ingredients or benefits other than the longevity or, you know, no smudging, etc. But there wasn't anything mentioned about ingredients, so I'm assuming there's nothing special in it, which could explain why it's on the cheaper side. But even so, if I'm looking at it, you know, this isn't going to make my lips disintegrate, you know, it's still going to be okay. My lips will be fine as long as I'm looking after it with, you know, the usual balms and whatnot and skincare. So when we're looking at these two products as a comparison, the Maybelline wins hands down. If you don't mind scented lip products, then this is a no-brainer to get this one as opposed to this one. With this product, you also have to sharpen it, and as you all know, when you sharpen something, the product goes down quicker, so in a way you're getting less than the 2.4 grams through having to sharpen this, whereas this obviously comes in with a built-in sharpener, plus it's a twist up formula. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that review. Like I said, I'll check in again after doing a wear test, and also I'll try to see not only in terms of longevity, but also how it dries down and makes my lips feel at the end of the day. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's slightly different to what I've done before, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. Did you enjoy me kind of deviating, going off the course and reviewing high street? Would you like me to do more, or would you rather I stick to the luxury brands? Obviously, my passion is with the more luxurious brands, and that will be the majority of my content either way. But if you prefer I do the odd high street brand, I will do that, but please let me know in the comment section down below. Please also let's go back in time and give me some nostalgia. You know, let me know what was your go-to product, whether it was the 90s or I don't know, however old you are, but when you were basically young, let me know what was your go-to product in terms of these high street brands like Maybelline, Max Factor, L'Oreal, Bourjois, etc. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Butterflies in my stomach, butterflies in my chest.